Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Yeah, good.
Wanna say hello?
Hello.
Hello. So, we are here. Where is here, you might ask? Fair question. The answer is about 10 k's outside Harden, which is southwest slopes of New South Wales, 3.5 to 4 hours from Sydney. We're down here for the weekend, staying with some family friends, and yeah, this should be heaps of fun because there's going to be some bike riding. We're hoping to actually do some walks as well. Before that, we're basically on a pretty cool loop actually, 40% gravel, which takes me down to Dugiong and then back that way. So I'm effectively going south and then coming back up. Hopefully this fog lifts. It's not as cold as I was expecting. I think that's actually in part due to the fog being here overnight. So, oh, we've got some things to chat about. This is going to be fun. So welcome to Dugiong. In fact, we're just leaving Dugiong. It's just back down in there. Great little bakery, general store type thing if you are trucking down the Hume, which we are just going to go back under here. But I will not be stopping at Dugiong, as my route tells me. We're heading back up this way, up McMahon's Road. Before we get cracking on it, check this out. Julia has an orchard at the farm there, and she dries and rolls out her own fruit roll-ups. The perfect little ride fuel. How good? An apricot roll-up from Bumgum Farm. How good? All in. So don't worry, I'm not going to turn this video into like, oh, look at me, I'm riding gravel. So hardcore and adventurous. I get that. I think that narrative is covered, right? But it's interesting, I was thinking about like, so we've been family friends with these guys for, well, last time I was down here, I was probably on the back of a motorbike with my dad, and I was a little boy. So, and I was thinking, selfishly, one of the reasons I don't like riding those 100k an hour regional roads like this, just find them super scary. Long straight sections, I hate it. That's why I've got like the Brevet top on. And so I think having the option to do this kind of takes that danger out of the way, you know? Tell you what, guys, I totally underestimated this bike ride. You know how like when you come on a family trip and you're like, your timing's pretty crucial. It's like, I will be this long. Yeah. It's a good batch of athletes gel, this one. It's warming me up very nicely. It's lovely. So I've been thinking, I've been sort of plodding along out here with my thoughts. And don't worry, I'm not going to rabbit on about gravel. It's been really interesting lately. We're sort of back, you know, talking to sponsors, that kind of stuff about 2022. Speaking of which, if you do want to get on this jersey, get in contact with us ASAP. Trying to get all our ducks in a line really early this year, so get in contact. But talking to some different groups of people and stuff, and the gravel thing comes up, right? Who is doing it? Like who's getting into it, right? Because I don't think it's road bikers. Like, perfect example is like Mudgee Classic. Those people I don't think are that interested in this. I think it's the new bunch of people that have got into cycling in the last 18, 24 months, and they've been sold the gravel bike as the, straight ahead, yeah, as the one-in-all solution from the bike shops. Perfect, great, absolutely. And now they're like, oh, a bit more confident. Oh, I could do this gravel ride, this gravel race, this adventure thing. I think it's those guys, you guys, if you're watching. So let me know. I'm kind of interested because that Beechworth thing was a bit of an eye-opener for me. Totally different community. I don't think it was road bikers. I don't think it was mountain bikers. I genuinely think it's its own section. But I just kind of think that's an interesting conversation maybe we can have. And don't forget, get in contact. You want to be on here. Cool, I'm late. I shouldn't be talking to you. Sheeps. Oh, look at this homestead. Right, let's get going. Hello. What have you guys been up to this morning, Catherine?
Playing fetch with Kelly.
Oh, playing fetch with Kelly?
Yeah.
She is a beautiful black lab. We will introduce you to her. We haven't explained, what's the place called where we're staying?
Bumgum. What's this thing?
Bumgum.
Sometimes forget what it's called. I called it bubblegum.
What does Kira call it?
Bubblegum.
So like it's an Irish
cafe?
Yeah. Yeah. What's one export from Ireland that you would not get behind?
Anything coffee shops?
Look, fair play to these guys. There's a lovely little town, Marimborough. Is that right?
Yeah,
No idea?
Marimborough.
Yeah, Marimborough. Great town. Actually just got myself a Campos coffee just up there. But the one thing that you probably don't want to really export from Ireland is the cafe.
No, we don't do cafes.
No.
Tea shops.
Tea shops?
Pubs.
Yes.
Bed and breakfasts.
Nice.
All good.
Yep. Cafes?
No, not so
No.
much.
You do a good sandwich place.
Sizable sandwiches.
That's very true. Remember those ones
but
around...
coffee shops, no.
Those ones around Clifton? Or Roundstone? There is a honey store here. That's where I got it from, the Campos one. Yeah. I'll have another one if you want to get one.
There's also,
Why have we got the stones or the rocks, the boulders?
well, this is granite and it always exfoliates, so that's why it rounds. This is the harder bits. The softer bits have been eroded away. But it's going on for millions of years, right? So, you know, this could have been a whole mountain range. I think there was a volcanic system through here. Well, this is volcanic, so it's been a volcanic system through here. So you've got some good soils and some bad soils. If you come up these, it's pretty sketchy. If you get into any of the volcanic areas, you get the richer soil.
Is it like that whole thing over
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing. So
The
when
whole.
you go up the big trunk, Kiri, if you go up the big trunk and you'll see there's a part like that, you can see through. There's a hole in the tree, like a hole in it.
Yep.
Yeah, how they made those, because if you think about the Aboriginal people and they didn't write like you do, and they didn't really draw pictures, because if you drew a picture here on the sand and rain, it'd go away, and they didn't have paper. So when they made this, what they used to do is take the branches of the tree, they'd take two branches like that, and they'd make them come together, and they'd get some kangaroo tendon, and they'd tie it together really tight, and put a rock in here, so that it grew together, and then they'd leave the ring like you can see up there. In Wiradjuri country we were on, not common, but they were a significant part of Wiradjuri culture to use ring trees as they used them as either a marker tree or a signpost. So when you look through, it's a bit hard here, but if you look through, maybe from up here a bit, if you look through that ring, you'll see that there's a high point over behind.
Okay.
That's called Little Knob, and that actually tells you to go to Little Knob.
But the tree with the ring in it that we were talking about as a sort of navigation tree is just down there. And it points to the spot. Which is, yeah, pretty interesting. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Day 2.
You know how in the Mudgy blog I was saying I didn't get to wear all my winter gear? Scratch that. I get to wear it now. Nice and chilly. Nice and chilly. So, beautiful morning though. Just look at this. Speaking of Mudgy, it was interesting talking to Julia last night. She's really, like, obviously engaged in the community and would love to get, like, more people down here riding. And she's like, Chris, like, any ideas? Like, because again, I mean, the terrain's here, just look at it, right? Look at this. Look at this. But I think it is. I think it is those events, those Mudgies, the barrels, the Beechworth Classics. I don't know really how it happens, but tell you guys, Harden, New South Wales, it's got it all. I think yesterday I made that comment about, oh, I didn't come down here because the roads are too dangerous. Scratch that comment. That was rubbish. I came back that McMahon's Road yesterday. It's all newly tarred. I think like 2 cars passed me. It's a stunning place to ride a bike. It really is. couple of efforts today. And I found this little berg that I'm using, but it's really hard. Like the graded section, I just can't get power out on it, you know? It's actually a really tough challenge. Totally different. Oh, here we go again. Oh, well, that was magic. That was magic. Just while I sort of trundled my way back, the guys are racing the NRS E Series today, the first stage. So we might just quickly check in, see how they get on.
So it's the night after the first couple of rounds of the E Zwift Series. So second in the time trial, I did my best 10-minute power of all time, 466 watts. So I can't complain really, set some power records. And then in the crit, and traditionally not a crit racer, you know, Zwift is a little bit different, just a little bit, a few subtle differences if you look hard. Basically, the field stayed together. Nero had a great couple of attacks. I'm sure we got plenty of time with Matt Keenan's voice commentating. And then we came in for a sprint, and there's a little hill just before the finish, maybe 1 kilometre out, you hit a 300 metre steep cobbled climb. And it was quite hard up there, not crazy. And then at the top, it kind of settled down a bit, and just in that lapse of slowness, Ollie Jones just launched a massive attack in which he averaged over 800 watts for the last minute of the race. Kudos to him, that's incredible. He won, and I tried to get him, but I ended up getting swamped on the line and got 5th. So second, eventually, and 5th in the first 2 rounds of the E Zwift Series. So personally, super happy and looking forward to the next one. So this is the pain cave Pip and I have set up. Got the fan blowing in your face, fan number 2, laptop set up, great Wi-Fi connection. Perfect bike for Zwift, the Devel. It's a really good Zwift bike.
I actually just stalked the guys and saw that Julia's taken them out to have another look at site. So I think I can ride there. Just riding along this track here. I think we have them. Cool. This will be cool. Hello. Oh, going on a holiday. Scare the monsters under your bed. What do you reckon? Hidden benefit of a gravel bike. If you're riding back home and your family drive the other way in a 4-wheel drive and say, hey, do you want to follow us? We're going to a remote little site. You can only say yes if you got a gravel bike. So, here's an interesting one, boys and girls. Here's an interesting one. We have a thorn. He's in my wheel. There he is. Do I pull him out? Do I pull him out? I'm going to pull him out. Alright. Here we go. Wish me luck. Oh, yep. Gone. Spin. And sealed. Oh god, I got another thorn. Oh my god, I got a heap of thorns. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh god. Oh, and another one. Spin it. Spin the wheel. Oh, yep, looks like it's sealed again. Sick. Well, that was absolutely magic. Just wanted to quickly say, it's the gearing thing's interesting. So I kind of stitched myself up in the beginning with this bike because I have a 40 front tooth, and then I basically had like a road cassette and road derailleur because that's all I could get my hands on at the time. I got more gearing on my road bike. Like, this is terrible. So I managed to borrow a mountain bike derailleur, as you guys have seen. I got that big dinner plate in the back, but that kind of stitches me up the other way. So now I'm like, oh, I got to go to 42. Something you've really got to think about, like in terms of what I would recommend. Like, I know SRAM are going to come out with this sort of mullet setup they're talking about, but like, good luck getting your hands on that in Australia. It'd be like friggin' gold dust. It really does actually affect where you can ride the bike. Like, if I had that road gearing on when we were doing the Beechworth thing, I would have been totally stitched up. So yeah, something to think about when you're going down this route, that's for sure.
Like, I love how you guys like sometimes put comments in and you're like, oh, wish, you know, this channel should have way more subscribers. Well, here is why we don't, or one of the many reasons we don't. So let's review the last 3 vlogs, shall we? We had Grafton race review, we had Oakley product review, and then we have a bizarre family gravel vloggy thing that we don't actually know what it is. See, YouTube is meant to be consistent. The algorithm is meant to want you to just churn out the same stuff over and over again, so your subscribers are like, oh, I'll go to Chris's channel because he's really good talking about Insert X. Unfortunately, this channel does not have Insert X. We're in for a treat. Ever heard for the room with a view? How about a toilet with a view? Man, that was so cool. Yeah, anyway, toilet content. I really shouldn't wonder why this channel never really takes off, should I? You shouldn't wonder either. The answer is pretty obvious.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm leaving. I'm going today.